All right. What's up, traders? What's up, tycoons? We got to talk about Casper. Okay, so we're going to break down Casper in today's video. We're going to go over the daily time frame. There's some signals forming right now that you need to pay attention to. We're hitting a key demand zone right now. We're going to see if price action reacts favorably, what we can do, really with Casper here in the short to medium term. All right. There's some really, really good things happening right now that I like on the chart. So we're going to break that down for you guys. As always, the content provided on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to be relied upon as legal, financial, or investment advice. So please be sure to read through the full disclaimer. So here we are on TradingView. All right. And if you guys like Casper or you're bullish on Casper or you're bearish, let me know in the comments below. All right. Smash that like button, subscribe so you guys don't miss any more of the updates. And right now we have a couple things forming. Okay. We have this nice downtrend line right here. And what I want to highlight there is you see how we have the downtrend here. Right. If you take a look at your RSI, remember this is your relative strength index. Okay. And we actually have an uptrend here. Okay. So basically what this is known as is bullish divergence. All right, we have a low here, we have a low here, we have a higher low here. Meanwhile, we have a low, we have lows, and we have lower lows here. So price action is clearly in a downtrend right now, but the RSI is actually in an uptrend, right? And there's bullish to bear and bearish divergence. There's both of them, okay? And the few times that I mentioned the bearish divergence, you see that we ended up having a sharp drop, right? Here we were creating a high and then a higher high. Then we had a high and a lower high, and you see we came down and we ended up getting a significant pullback back to our key demand zone here. Right. And what I mentioned we want to do is when we have this initial bearish divergence causing the move down, you want to flip that bearish divergence trend line to support now, and you want to start trending up higher. Right. And that's exactly what we did over here in our key demand zone. And then we got an amazing push upwards on Casper. Okay. Well, take a look at what we're doing now. We broke out past it, we bounced once, and we're coming down, and we're really doing a good job of flipping this to support from resistance now. We just haven't had much follow through on the price action, right? Now, there's been a lot of Bitcoin news going on, okay, surrounding essentially the spot ETFs. And so there has been a lot of money flowing from altcoins back into Bitcoin, right? And so the altcoins haven't been getting as much love as Bitcoin has here recently. So Casper is seeing a part of that as well, right? Now you could call this a falling wedge also that we have forming right here. Let me try to draw this a little bit better for you guys, right? So we have this nice little falling wedge right here, right? And in a perfect world scenario, the falling wedge would take you up to where the pattern began. So we would get a breakout up here right around towards our anchored VWAP. Okay, that's what this purple line is right here. This is our year-to-date anchored VWAP. And so what this means is when you're above it, right, and prices above the anchored VWAP, you're more bullish because your average holder, right, from the year, if you were to purchase at the beginning of the year, is now up on their position, right? And your dollar cost averaging along the way, and you're above it, right? Then the average holder is seeing green, okay, and it's a more of a bullish signal. Now, when you're below it, okay, that's when you're going to see that things are a little bit more bearish. So that is a little bit of a sign that we need to be cautious of. But take a look over here, right? When we flipped and got below the anchored VWAP, we came down to this key demand zone right here, and then we were able to get back above it, okay? So now we're entering back into that demand zone now, which is going to be right around 0.038 to about 0.034, right in that region. Okay, that's roughly the demand zone here that I'm speaking of. And we're going to see if we can get a breakout of that falling wedge, all right, and a move up higher back towards this anchored VWAP. All right, once we do that, all right, and if we're able to get above this year-to-date anchored VWAP, all right, 0.044 up here to about 0.048, that's going to turn into a new supply zone, okay? That's going to be an area where we need to look to see if the same sellers that were selling over here and pushing price lower, all right, if they're going to step back in and try to push price lower. If we can break above there, okay, we do have some key levels of resistance here, all right, as well as 0.057 and 0.0627. Those are going to be some of our higher bullish price targets in case we want to go on a really massive run. But for now, what I like is that we're holding this prior bearish divergence as support, this trend line here as support. We're building bullish divergence with the RSI making higher lows as the price action is making lower lows with this nice falling wedge right here. We're going to see if we can get a nice little breakout. So it does have some good trading opportunities here. We haven't seen much follow through, right? It's still making lower lows at the moment. No confirmation that we've gotten a breakout, from the trend line here. If you're looking for any trading opportunities, just be patient. all right, and look for a breakout here, following this falling wedge, all right, and essentially what you would look for there is going to be a breakout, retest, and then push higher, okay, and lots of resistance going to be up here right around that year-to-date anchored VWAP at 0.042, and if we're able to get above there, then we have that 0.044 as well as 0.048. This region right here, that's going to be a pretty big supply zone that you want to pay attention to, okay? And if you get a look above and fail, all right, which let me show you that to you guys real quick just so you can visualize it. So if we break out and we don't retest and push up higher, and what we do is we actually look above and fail, that's going to be a bearish signal, because at this point here on the breakout, this is the full opportunity for bulls to really show that they're in control of price action and push things up higher. If they don't do that, what it's going to do is it's going to show you that bears are in control, they're pushing price lower, and most likely we're definitely going to come towards the lower end of our demand zone here. And if we break through there, then we'll have to look, and I'll do an update for some previous support levels to see where potentially we could end up finding some support, maybe somewhere down here if we end up breaking through our demand zone. But for now, we have things setting up, okay, and we just have to be patient and wait for confirmation. All right, we have the falling wedge. All right, we have bullish divergence forming. All right, we want to see some follow through on the MACD here. Right, the MACD has really been ranging, and typically the more times it ranges, the larger the expected move. Right, so you see this period here where it's not really trending in a downtrend, it's not really trending in an uptrend. Look at this over here. Right, same thing. When we were really just ranging on the MACD here, all right, ultimately buyers did step in and take control, and that's when we saw a really big push. So, we're using our leading indicator here on the RSI, and then the MACD is going to be a lagging indicator. So, right now we're just looking for some confluence and some follow through. And until then, wait and don't force any trades. There's nothing wrong with being patient. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Smash that like button and subscribe.